Alright, here's the video review for Transformers Kingdom Voyager Inferno. And not the Inferno that we were hoping we would get. I mean, it makes sense the minute you thought about it for half a second when they announced it. It's like, wait a minute, we just got Grapple in the last line, so this is probably going to... It makes sense that it's the fire truck Inferno from what I know they have already designed. But when we're doing a whole Beast Wars themed line and you tell us we're getting a Voyager Inferno, I don't think it's our fault for being a little too excited and then, or not being excited, a little disappointed when it turns out to be the fire truck. That said, it's a fire truck. He's a fun little toy in the same way that Grapple was, and we'll get to it. And they did fix a couple things. They fixed the peg issue that Grapple had. Granted, I sanded mine down back here before I had the issue, but they modified the pegs here so that they don't break off like Grapple did, which is, obviously an improvement. And for the most part, he transforms the same way as Grapple. He does have these little hose pieces that are... I was wondering why they didn't just mold them on, but then I realized that Grapple doesn't have them, and so it makes sense to give them as extra pieces. Plus, they get them in a different color plastic. They're not painted or anything, so that's nice. But he's got a couple little hose pieces on each side that can pop off. He's got the same little hand attachment. He's got this little nozzle that sits up near his head in robot mode, but goes here on the end of the ladder, which does collapse and extend here in fire truck mode. These little pieces do not extend out, but they're molded on the little things, and then the gun itself, which we'll go ahead and take off to transform him and give you a look at the cleaner fire truck mode. But like I said, he does transform exactly the same way as his counterpart, so we'll go ahead and push that down a little bit. We'll go and pop this off intentionally. And then you can bring the cab up and around like that and pull his arms out and around. Rotate them so the elbows face forward. Now he has his little arm attachment on this arm, so we'll go ahead and flip this hand out from inside here. If we can get it going here. There we go. We'll raise the camera up just a smidge since he's taller now. And you can take this attachment, stores right here on his ladder, plug that into his arm there. Although you can, again, there is an actual fist over here. If you want to just leave that stored on the ladder and give him two hands, you can do that. And then this whole assembly unpegs from the back here, and you can see the pegs are, I don't know what exactly they changed. They're shorter for one. Like the other Grapple's pegs are much longer. But it doesn't have this, it's not nearly as difficult to get them unpegged, and you don't risk snapping them. And then bring this whole assembly up, down. Before you flip it all the way up, flip this little box up so his head is revealed. And that tabs onto the back. This clips into place here. It's got little side wings that flip out here, which are silver. I don't know why they didn't make those white, or at least lighter than they did, but whatever. Bring the feet down and clip them back like that. The little hoses you can rotate them up to sit a little higher on his legs if you want. They can stay right where they were. You don't have to modify anything, but however you want to do it. And then this assembly just rotates down onto his back. And then this little piece right here. Again, you can leave it on the fire truck hose, but there's a peg here on the side of his head. So you can plug that on, and it can slide up and down an angle. So he's got his little head nozzle. And he can hold his rifle. It's got a swivel there at the head, dual hinge at the shoulder, a bicep swivel. His wrists rotate out, but there's no swivel on the wrist. Single hinge elbow, waist swivel, standard dual hinge hips, thigh swivel, 90-degree knee, and some ankle tilt there on the feet. But it's a nice representation of Inferno. I mean, if you don't have the masterpiece, it's a nice way of bringing him into the modern era. Again, really would like the Fire Ant Inferno to go with my Predacons, but I'll live. And there he is, of course, with his buddy Grapple there. So yeah, all in all, a very cool and nice updated rendition of Inferno. Knew he was coming because they made Grapple, so we expected an Inferno. Still disappointed when we found out Kingdom Inferno was going to be him and not the ant. Oh well. That said, I'm really enjoying him. Not quite as much as Huffer. I said in Huffer may have been my favorite. Inferno may be up there. Inferno's up there. He's nice, but I still think Huffer overall wins. There it is, Kingdom Voyager Inferno.